Welcome back to another Trading Fibs video. Today we're going to give the weekly update for the US dollar, Japanese yen spot. And we're going to pull out all the bells and whistles on our Fibonacci tools. So first of all, this is the monthly time frame candlestick chart. We're going to be looking at our direction from the October 1st, 2011 move. We got three possible scenarios that I'm looking at. The first one is what I'm starting to lean towards a preferred count is this in blue A, B, C. The C of C could extend out 3 to 4 years. The other two counts are a triangle pattern within this range between 161 and 140. I'm just not quite sure of the direction of the triangle. That's why I gave it two possible counts. If we started in gray A, B, C, D, E, if that's the case, once we finish the E, then the direction would be reversed up. If the triangle is A, B, C, D, and E is up here, then once we complete E, then the trend would reverse to the downside. One thing to note on this chart is the trend line I have for my triangle. We broke out of that trend line, so now that's why I've got this blue preferred count. So we would be up in C because we have not come back to really retest this trend line. So I'm still anticipating some kind of price action to try to retest this trend line here. So until that breaks, then I can't really confirm these other two triangle patterns. All right, so now let's get to the time spirals. I've got a date that I'm looking at, February 6, 2026. It's not posted right here. I'll put that up real quick. And I'm not sure if this is a turn date to the upside or turn date to the downside. It's just a date I'm looking at right now based on a fib spiral. So here is one of my spirals right here. I'm not going to get into how I use it in coordinates with time and price action, but it just kind of I'll explain what each drawing is as I'm referring to it. So this white line here is the time spiral. This is a Fibonacci retracement, and this is a time series. Okay, and here's a pitchfork right here that's going to be irrelevant in this video. So right now we've broke out of the, I know it's kind of hard to see, this purple line right here, 161.8 fib. We broke out of that at 157.4. So our next target is this 176.785. All right, so that's where I think it could be played out over a couple of years to get to that target. So that is if it's the CFC leg that we're in. All right. So let's break it down. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. Here we're going to get into the fib arcs a little bit. Now this 4-hour chart and this move up is based off the September 16th, 2025 move, I believe. Let me... No. Yeah. September 13, 2025. So this next move is based off that day. And I'm going to zoom into this leg that we're in right now. So on my fib arcs, I'm looking at this band here. Okay, I want to get into this band, and this will tell me whether we've completed this move up, or we need a second leg higher, or another degree higher. I shouldn't say second. One thing that's I'm looking at here is these three candlesticks here that made a triangle pattern. So we're going to go down to the 2-minute time frame with a fib arc and try to anticipate price action there. So now this is the 2-minute time frame. We have an A and a B, and looking at for a C up, and it's starting. The C leg is starting to exhaust here on the 2-minute time frame. So I'm looking for, once we get into this band here, maybe we top out at 158, somewhere around there. And then once we hit that, I'm looking for a correction down. Now I'm going to be looking for this, let me highlight it. Basically this whole section right here. Alright, once I get some kind of confirmation, basically right there at 158, if it hits there in accordance with my time, if I feel like we get a little bit stronger move, and if we break out of these three arc bands, then we might be looking for a zone here to complete this leg. All right. But if it's starting to show signs of weakness and overbought, then not only are we going to come down to this group here, but we're going to retrace everything back from the beginning of the month. So let's go back to the 4-hour time frame, and we'll pull out those possible retracements. And I'm going to put it up at 158, roughly. That's fine. So we're looking 50% retracement at 156.143. So, let me think here. Probably at this time, that's going to be a buying zone, if that retracement plays out. Let me see if there's anything else I missed. I'm going to go back to the 2-minute time frame here. Just look at these boxes. Take that into consideration. Our zones we're looking at right now, the potential zone for the upward target and downward target. And let's go back to the monthly time frame real quick. I'm looking for a particular drawing. Maybe it was here. Well, I didn't. Okay. Zoom out. I guess I must have deleted it or didn't save it. Yeah. Okay. Well, is what I was getting at is the time frame for this, if it's the CSC leg up. There it is. Okay. So I got February 6, 2026 for some kind of turn date, but the next significant time I think was around 2031, and the my mouse where I have it at right now is actually on January 1st of 2031, which I think that's the time series. Actually, I don't know why it doesn't pop up as a date, but if I look over here, it shows me the date. So anyways, that series is what I'm going to be looking at in the long-term future. So that, you know, if it's a CFC, then we're just going to continue to keep creeping up there. But if we do play these other triangle patterns, retest this orange trend line down, then, you know, if we start to come down, then maybe the turn date in 2031 or 2030, I think it's 31. Then that would be a turn date to the upside. But if we creep up to 2031, then it would be a turn date from the downside. But that is way out in the future. But I thought I'd post that and just kind of give you a heads up what I'm looking at, because I do want to hit this 176 target, and it looks like that's what would play out over the next few years. So anyways, that is about it. That's all I got. I hope you got a little bit out of the Fibonacci tools that I use. I know it can be confusing. It's a lot of work too. So I hope that helps. And until next time.